Hello everybody, I'm Count Christo and welcome back. This is just a relatively short video to show you an off-camera series that I did. I know sometimes people like seeing what I've done on the, the playthroughs that weren't YouTube series. So, this is the, you must admit, not unimpressive map of my mail and taxes Anglo-French Union campaign. I played as Britain. I beat up France. I formed the Anglo-French Union, which, if you're not familiar, means you immediately inherit France. You get all of their land, and then you can become the Anglo-French Union. Once you've beaten them up enough, you win the 100 Years' War and inherit all their land. And I've made this really quite rich Anglo-French empire. Granada is my subject. Of course, Aquitaine, Toulouse, Champagne. I think they say Champagne. I'm not sure how you say that. Milan, all my subjects, Bohemia, and I'm allied to Denmark, Norway, and the good old Ottoman. Sicily, also a newly acquired subject. I was working my way towards dominance of the Tyrrhenian Sea to help bolster my trade income, because 746 just wasn't enough. I've also got 100% control over the New World. There are no independent tags. That's not true. It's not true. There are a couple down here in the Inca area. But apart from that, I have pretty much 100% control of the New World. And my Indonesian holdings and my Philippine holdings are growing. And my trade dominance down here is becoming more and more powerful as I privateer vast quantities of wealth out of China. I think we're getting, 107 ducats, mostly just privateering China at this point, which is pretty nice. The next move in the campaign would, of course, be to solidify our hold on the east coast of Africa, the Gulf of Aden, and the various parts of India in order to cement our vast global trade network. As it is, we have very nice control over the Guinea coast. It could be better. There's quite a lot of territory held by Songhai here. Why am I ending this campaign? Two reasons. Firstly, because I made some very silly mistakes and looted the Christ out of a bunch of cities over here. This was a huge city, and now it's got 400 ducats of urban infrastructure. And I just really annoyed myself that I basically destroyed all of the cities in this region by mistake because I was on the wrong looting policy. And that's basically enough for me to go like, nah, okay, fine. I'll cut this series here. That's too annoying. and start another one. But luckily for you guys, the next series on YouTube will be on YouTube. So I'm going to be doing it's a tautology, I know. Oh yeah, and I have 36 merchants, which is pretty cool. It's kind of wacky, but yeah, we have a lot of merchants, which means it's cost effective to put one, here transferring 5 ducats and here transferring 2 ducats and all that kind of stuff. And we have them, just all over the freaking place, especially in various bits of Northern Europe and all that good stuff. We probably should have more merchants around here, honestly. But anyway, the series is ending. I don't have to min-max. I've also been diplo-vassalizing a bunch of people in Italy recently. We are Protestant. We have a very nicely unified religious landscape. I took these ideas, in case you're curious. We recently took engineering just for the urban production skill and urban production power, because we are producing a staggering quantity of leather. I was really trying to get enough leather. It's here, isn't it? To get a better urban production bonus. We have abundant, which is pretty nice, 10% production efficiency and 5% regiment costs. And remember, if I'm not mistaken, regiment costs affect upkeep, which is pretty nice. You see that here, don't you? Yeah. I believe the base maintenance is a function... Oh, sorry, the actual maintenance is a function of the actual maintenance. Sorry, is a function of the cost, the regiment cost, that is to say. And so when you have minus 5% regiment costs, that also means minus 5% army upkeep. And since army upkeep is usually the second or third highest individual outgoing expense, then it's often very good to do that. We're not very overextended, just 400%, which is highly manageable as a nation of this size. And it's mostly lots of these new places over here in the east, which we would actually be coring. I managed to get a runner to South Africa in 72 days, which is not bad, honestly. It could be better, of course, and with all this money, we could build lots of local governments around here, which we would do. But yeah, not necessary for this, for the time being. But yes, that is the just a quick little rundown of my Anglo-French Union. And here is a large chunk of our army. Much of it is elsewhere, but that's where they are. And yes, the development levels in some of these gets a little bit absurd. Picardy has 331 development because of its dye production. It's just hilariously profitable. We get 288 ducats per year, or at least, I'm not quite sure how income works in Mayo and Texas. I don't know if that's what we get or what the province produces and then we tax part of it. I don't know. But it makes just an ungodly quantity of money. 56 ducats a year off this province. And that's not including its freaking trade value, which is 189. And it also, of course, has a manufactory. We've built quite a lot of manufactories all over Belgium and northern France and England, and we could build a bunch more, as you can see. We've also built quite a lot of local universities, less renowned universities because they're not cost effective in terms of student slots, but we have managed to build a very nice education system with 78 education level, going up by 0.4 a year right now. And we have no upper class pops without university access. Not a single one. Every single one of them is in university, which gives us a 2.5 times modifier on the endowment given to the educational system by both ourselves and the clergy. And the clergy are giving lots to the educational system because they have 45% influence, because I like playing high church influence games in Mayo and Taxes. But yeah, that is my campaign. It was really good fun. I played it, it probably took, I don't know, I think it was like a 50-hour campaign. Maybe 40 hours. I played pretty slowly. It was very enjoyable. I liked building a big fat Granada vassal, as well as seizing all these trade posts around here for myself. Almost no value delivered by stealing those trade posts, but I just really like it. It looks nice to me. I agree it's kind of border gore-ish, but I don't know, I just find something appealing about the idea of just holding all the trade posts, like collections, you know? And yeah, I like that we have a Sunni Granada is holding down southern Iberia for us, while we just took the the northern section. I think this province I meant to give to Granada to get nicer borders, or maybe I meant to seize this one from them. I don't remember, but yeah. And Aquitaine, of course, is now a personal union, so I would be able to integrate them in another 35 years. We stopped them being a overseas fief, I believe is the name of what they start as. Yeah, but I'm going to call this campaign here and start a new one. The new one I will be playing as the Ottomans. We've done a long campaign as the Byzantines, the Eastern Roman Empire, the Roman Empire, whatever you want to call them. And we kind of reconquered the historical, or at least the historical at one point, borders of the Eastern Roman Empire, and then we went blah and took over all of Europe and reformed the Roman Empire, the proper, full-on, you will respect my authority kind of Roman Empire. What I intend to do in the series as the Ottomans, which I think will be interesting, even though the Ottomans are very powerful in Mayo and Taxes, but that's not a problem, because there's plenty of challenge to be had in this mod, even if you're powerful. What we will do as the Ottomans is take over the historical Ottoman borders in Europe at their maximum extent, and then go buck wild in Africa and in Asia and in the New World. I want to try and make a trade powerhouse out of the Ottomans, which is difficult, but you can, if you look at how these trade nodes work, you can get wealth from everywhere in... Wait, is this right? I need to look at this now. I'm planning my new campaign live, but that's okay. I think maybe the Ottoman campaign, I'll allow myself to control all the land in Europe that was ever controlled by Islamic powers, which would include almost all of Spain, quite a bit of France, Sicily. And then we could do something weird like... I mean, if we wanted to move all the money to the Aegean, right, it has to go via Egypt, in which case it has to go via Lake Chad. T is silent. It has to go via Guinea, And I can get money from Brazil to Guinea, but I can't get money from North America to Guinea. Yeah, it has to go to Iberia. So maybe we play a kind of odd game where one of our end nodes is Iberia and one of them is the Aegean. And then we also have, you know, some land in the west. Actually, sorry, it wouldn't be Iberia. It would be the Western Med that would be our end node. But maybe, I don't know, maybe we relax the rules. Maybe I allow myself to own all of the Turanian and Adriatic, but then nothing further north than that. But that seems a bit easy, doesn't it? Maybe we just focus on the Aegean and Egypt and just go east and kind of ignore the Americas. Or we kind of move all the money from the Americas into the Caribbean. Yeah, that would work. We move all the money from the Americas into the Caribbean and then we collect in the Caribbean. Or we move it all into the Eastern Seaboard and then we collect in the Eastern Seaboard. Because you can move all the money in the Americas into the Eastern Seaboard except the money in La Plata and Brazil. And the money in La Plata and Brazil can go to Lake Chad and then to the Aegean. So I think we're going to do that as the next campaign. It should be fun. A nice worldwide domination campaign as the Ottomans. And I'm also going to use that campaign as a kind of vehicle for building, planning, and a little bit of promoting, maybe later in the series, my submod for Mayo and Taxes. There is already an excellent submod for Mayo and Taxes, which will be linked in the description of this video, which I am using and will be using in that campaign. It's very, very nice. It adds lots of the quality of life changes that I've been doing along the way myself, kind of haphazardly, but in a more kind of formulaic way, which is very good. Someone pointed out to me on Reddit. I don't remember your name, but you are a god, sir. Thank you so much. But yeah, so that's the end of the current Mayo and Taxes campaign I've been playing, and the plans for the next one. An Ottoman Empire limited on European growth going east. And the idea is, the limit on the European growth is that by limiting ourselves in Europe, we will retain serious adversaries. Like if I don't allow myself to conquer Spain and France and the HRE and Italy, we will retain big enemies that we can fight for the whole game, and I think that'll be a fun aspect, while also just playing with just how much money can we get out of the East, basically, and you know, how much glorious wealth can we pull in. Is it bugged that I can't see trade company investments? I don't think they were meant to be trade company investments in this mod. I wonder why I can see that. Anyway, not important. So thank you for watching. I hope you liked my Anglo-French Union empire. I think it's quite pretty. Our borders are not beautiful, but they're not bad. You have to admit, they don't quite match with the trade map mode, because I thought this was a slightly nicer border. But I mean, they're not bad as far as borders go. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.